I'm not moving. What is up guys, Sharpwind here, and today we're finally doing a tutorial which you guys voted more than a week ago, I think. But sorry. There was a lot of in-between projects such as the interview, the system, and the update video, but now it's finally here. The poll has been there for, as I said before, more than a week, but today we're finally doing idle motion. Actually no, we're doing a better idle motion tutorial because I already have one of those, and that one was kinda lame. The end result was kinda lame, plus I started doing things which are not exactly connected with idle motion, but with animating steps and stuff. Like, I don't know what was I thinking. Today I'm gonna fix this. So if you're hyped, drop a like on the video and subscribe for more. Also, you can get your Sharpwind merch in the description of this video. Seriously though, this sweater is great. Okay, now enough about that, let's begin with the tutorial. For the tutorial I chose this world simply because it is my survival world and I want to brag with it. No, I'm kidding. Basically, we're going to be using this underground base where we're going to animate our idle motion. Now, the character is going to be Oblivion. See, I've already set up some lighting, which is not gonna matter because we're gonna animate without it anyway, so not sure why I did it. Also, I might want to make the head invisible so you can actually see the face, because in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can animate both the face and the camera as well for idle motion. But you're in for a treat. Let's just begin, shall we? So let's start by moving the body. We're gonna take like 20 ticks or so, and then we're gonna move the body. Left slightly, rotate the upper part, bend it a bit, bend it in the other way, make slight adjustments, maybe bend it forward a bit. This is the first move. This. Then the body is going to go in the other direction, like rotate a little like so. The movements here, the changes, are going to be minimal here. It's basically like this, and then goes back up. Now we're gonna do one which goes right, but not down, or something. Forward, upwards. Small movements. Now what I want to do is select all the body parts, make it ease in and out, because when you are relaxed, you're going to do soft moves. It's basically ease in and out. You want to start slow, stop slow. There's no rush, there's no impact, there's no anything. You're soft and relaxed, ease in and out. You guys always ask me about keyframes and which keyframes to use and stuff. Use your logic. Okay, the head is not going to be keyframed at the same time as the body. No, that's wrong. We're going to delay the head quite a lot actually. Like, how much is this? Almost 10 frames. The body here went down, so the head should also go a bit downwards, or then the body went left up, so let's animate that as well. The body and the head should work in conjunction with each other. This is what I'm doing right now. The body goes right. What I want to do here is I want to make his head look right. So let's make a keyframe for the head. I always move all three axes. I never use just left or just up and down. I usually move left, sideways, and up. Like, I use all three axes. That way you keep your animation dynamic, and basically you keep it dynamic. I don't know what I'm saying. So if I play this now, look at this. Okay, yeah, it does look smooth, but seriously, when you look in your right, like, do you do this? Or do you just do this? The point is, you want to look in that direction. Why move the entire body and then the head? Like, the head usually goes first when you try to look something. Someone calls your name. You turn your head first because you want to see what is there. So this head should be brought backwards and like so. Because the head is turned first. This should be brought back closer. And it's going to stay here, like stay looking in that direction for a while, tweak the motion just a little bit, so there's at least some movement in there, but not too much. Okay, this is too much what I've done here. Yeah, look! Not much motion, just like it stays there. And then I'm gonna make him come back to the center, put him in some position again. Like, I don't have any script, I don't have any context or anything, so I'm just making him look around and stuff. All I'm doing. Alright, let's make another keyframe and then we'll call it a day. Like, this is going to be the end of our animation. So if I play this back now, it will look like this. Alright, but this is all too much. Like, this body motion is very strong. Like, he looks almost drunk. That's how much I moved him. The motion here is too strong. He looks almost drunk. You know me, I'm always critical. Just look at my system. I'm very critical when it comes to animation. It's the same with my animation. The reason I don't like my tutorials is because I have to fit so much content in 20 minutes, and I usually have to rush it in order to make it. I usually take a whole lot of time for my animations because I want to perfect everything. In my tutorials though, I can't do that because I'm time limited, and that's why the end result usually doesn't look the way I want it to, so that's a problem I'm facing. Usually when the head is overlapped, it goes over the body keyframes here. Why not adjust the head here and make it go over here? So basically, let's say this one is here. It will usually overlap as it would, but the head should turn first, so I basically move this keyframe backwards. Oh yeah, this. It looks pretty nice. Try to make him face the same way, but because of the ease in and out transition and not aligned keyframes, it's gonna look more alive. Almost looks linear. What the hell happened here? Okay, the head here is also too strong. Like, I'm gonna try to. Let's keep it like this. We can fix it later. We have so many other components to animate still, so let's just do something here. This is a bit too strong. Let's make this one a bit slower. But let's not keep it too close to this keyframe, because then the whole overlapping thing is kind of gone. Basically make small movements with the body parts. Now, the body and the head are done, I assume. We'll see how it looks. Looks pretty much alive, but this here is still kind of bothering me. Like, the head goes here, and then the head, when you look, the head went like this, and then goes even further in that direction. Like, that's not too natural. If anything, it should go in that direction, then slightly backwards. That's more realistic, so let's do this. This should be further, looking further right than this. This should be a bit, so let's try this. Yeah, this looks a lot better. No, it's those small things. I'm telling you, for some reason, this transition here is very strong. Let's try to use sine here. Yeah, so it's more relaxed and stuff. Okay, now let's move on to the arms. I just realized this is probably gonna be a very long video. So the arm here also needs to complement the body. The arms are overlapped just like the head is, before the head or after head. Answer, it doesn't matter. Just don't keep them too close together. If two body parts are moving at the same time, it kind of kills the overlap. So even the arms could be delayed between one another a bit. That's what I'm going to do here. Overlap all body parts, because that looks smooth and realistic. The body moves in that direction, so the arm would do something like this. Let's just give an ease in and out to all these so I don't have to do it later. This is too much. I forgot he's still just making random moves, not turning around. So the moves here, when he's just standing still, should be very subtle. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, also maybe overlap it a bit more. This is where he rotates around, so this arm should already complement the motion of the head. He's turning around, so the arm should be lifted a bit because he turned around. I can't explain, but I can show. So let me just let my animating do the talking here. And then as he's turning here, the arm would usually drop back down a bit and not be as bent as before. So this. Okay, yeah, this is not overlapped enough, so this should probably be overlapped like so. I'm not sure. Throw the keyframes around a bit. Yeah, this looks pretty smooth, I guess. I'm not too satisfied, but I don't have time to be too picky because, again, I'm doing a tutorial. So this is where he turns back around, though the arm should go back to its normal state. Also, he is pretty relaxed and calm, so we should not do this because if you turn your arms inward, I actually talked about this in my camera psychology video, so why don't you go see that instead? So I save my time here, and let's continue with this. Bend backwards because it was backwards like before, so I don't want to lose the red thread, and maybe make it go outwards a bit, and basically I would say this is it for one arm. Now let's do the other one and we will see what we have done. Same rules apply to both arms. Alright, if we take a look at this now, the part about being alive, always moving, works. What I'm bothered about is the legs. The legs are basically standing completely still, not doing anything while the upper body is moving. If I were to have a shot like this is perfectly fine because the legs are not even visible. But let's say I have a shot like this, which means I want to move my legs. Just to keep it more alive, if you're a beginner you don't have to do this, but I want to move the legs slightly, bend them slightly, just so they have a bit of motion here. And my Oblivion body is going to, of course, be placed on the same position here as the legs were before on the ground. And let's give all of this an ease in and out as well, because why not? It's slight changes, but he instantly looks like more mobile because he's not standing in one place in the body, but he's moving as a character, as a whole. So let's do this again, like this, like maybe let's make him stand a bit more on his right leg this time because he's about to turn in his right direction, so let's make him be prepared by stamping on the right leg. Give all of this an ease in and out because I want to constantly be applying the same keyframe to it. So like this. Alright, this is kind of not working. The legs are going in that direction, but his head is just turning in the other direction, so not a good combination. Let's delete that. Maybe let's just make it go a bit down. It's on the same place now. So now, let's make him do a small step. It's gonna be still till this point, because like these 10 keyframes of the legs being still is not big of a deal, because the body and stuff are still moving, so it's okay. Plus, we're gonna animate the character as a character, because this is a folder. Obviously, I have my character in a folder, because I always like to do smooth motion, and I recommend you do the same if you want to have realistic results. Folders are awesome. He's gonna step on this leg. What's going to happen is this leg is gonna turn outwards a bit, just slightly. Like it's gonna be a small step, just enough to make the character appear more mobile. And it's basically like this. The legs are going from this state to this state. Now we have to animate the entire character to do the same. So first I want to rotate him. The leg he is standing on is turned exactly the same way as it was before. So right now I think it should this. Is turned the same way. Now position the body to be, position the character for the leg to be exactly on the same spot as it was before. So this may be a bit inwards. This is perfect. Yeah! It's also not too big of a step for me to have to bend the leg and position it down like he took an actual step. It's basically like a small leg slide. So it's so there's not much effort needed, and at the moment it doesn't look too realistic, but we're gonna do something later which is going to make it look more realistic. So it's okay. Don't worry. He's standing on this leg. Why not bend it a bit? I'm gonna move the body first, move it left, and the leg here is going to now adjust to the floor. Yeah, look, this looks like he took that step, and this leg is now also going to adjust to the floor where it was before. Alright, close enough. Don't be lazy. Now we're gonna make those 10 or so keyframes of stillness, and then we're going to make him step exactly on the same spot. But because he was once already standing on this spot and the legs are keeping a solid contact with the ground, I think copy-pasting the frames here would actually look pretty decent, so it's okay. Too much. This period of waiting, like these two I should be brought closer. Yeah! I'm satisfied. Let's play this back now. It's really not much. Something to begin with, we're gonna make more. Next part is animating the character as a character. Now we animate the folder going up and down, but the character still has the rotation point from the feet, which is good because we happen to want our character's feet to be keeping a solid contact with the ground. So if I turn him from the feet are still keeping a solid contact. And I like to use this feature a lot. Plus, this is a chance for you to further overlap everything. So the first keyframe is gonna be here. At this point, he's just gonna slightly turn like so. Like, we're just gonna make him go slightly sideways. And as you see, adds more depth to it. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make him move in this direction instead. So it's going like this. And now he's going to stand still for a bit. And right before that step, he's going to lean on this direction because this is his standing leg. And let's make this 0.4 or so. Wait, that was the wrong direction. Oh, shoot. This is supposed to be positive. Yeah. What I did here, made him lean on this leg. And before he takes the step, he's leaning in the direction of his standing leg, just like he was actually trying to make that step. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing. Now, of course, apply an ease in and out to this as well, because we can make it more smooth. As you see, look at this. Look at this step. It's a bit slow. The tempo is kind of slow. I agree on this, but the moves themselves are pretty defined, and that is what I like. Lean on the other leg as well again. Like he is leaning on this leg, and then as he steps down, just make him step on the other leg. So like this. And basically he steps back down to his own leg. Now that this is done, let's play it again. Okay, yeah, those steps are not necessary. If you turn around, you're probably gonna take some time to examine that area. He just turns around and goes back. That's awkward, but I'm doing this to show you the moves, not to actually make an animation. I'm not gonna use this anywhere. Now, we want to move on to the face. I've told you before a lot of times, the face is important. The face shows everything about the character. So let's start with the mouth, because the mouth is simple. Let's make it open the mouth a bit, like I'll come close so I can see what's happening. Just open the mouth a bit, and then let's say make it completely closed, like it's some idle motion, and let's make it intense ease in and out transition. So now he takes a step and examines the area. Let's open his mouth a bit more. Also ease in and out so it's more smooth. And he sees nothing, so the mouth is slowly going to, like, not close but relax. Almost close, and stretch in the other direction a bit. And then he sees there is nothing, so he's just gonna close his mouth and go on with his day. Oh, there's nothing. close my mouth, and that's it. The mouth is done because the mouth is very simple to animate. Now the eyes. First off, I like to start with the eyes why. So basically, how much is he going to blink and why? Let's imagine what's going through his head. It is important. You have to know the psychology of your character. You have to know what your character is thinking in order for you to actually replicate those moves and make him express the emotions you want him to express. Okay, let's make him look kind of suspicious. He is going to be kind of suspicious a bit. Like, the body motion is not fast enough for him to be suspicious. Like, looking around should be a bit faster. But we can still kind of indicate that emotion with the face. So he's closing his eyes a bit, looking around. And then, before he turns, I'm gonna make him blink. Okay, so here. The middle one is just gonna close up, so... Yep, there it is. I like this. Like, look at this. Blink. And after he's done blinking, he could open his eyes more than before, and as he sees there is nothing, close them back down a bit, so like, yeah, look at this! Like, I am so in love with animation. Now at this point, we're going to make something else. In the customized eyes, there is a left eyelid and the right eyelid. Open one up and close the other one up. And let's bring it back as it was before. At this point, he's gonna open up one eye more than the other. The eyebrows are kind of hiding it. We'll still get there, but like this. And then for the eyes, of course, we have pupils and eyebrows to animate still. Like, there's a lot of work with something this simple. Like, it's less than a 5-second animation, and it's taking me quite a lot of time for me to actually make it. So, because he is suspicious, we're going to make him be a bit angry at first. So, not angry, but a bit serious. Or maybe turn this eyebrow up a bit, oops, too much bend, and turn this eyebrow down a bit. And now he just looks worried, so let's make it more serious-like. Slightest motion doesn't matter in terms of emotion, like expression. He is then going to reset all that because he's just casual about it. He did this at the start, like became more suspicious and stuff, so the eyebrows are still complementing that motion, and then he becomes serious, and then he could just drop his eyebrows down a bit, making them more straight and more relaxed. And then something happened and he wants to know what that was. So we could either make him scared, like, oh no, what happened? Or we can make him the detective. In this direction, this eye is going to do this. Like, what was that? Like this. He's not too mad, not too confused. And here, when one eye opens more than the other, the eyebrows should go upwards a bit. And the contrast between them should be increased. So also like, this is okay, but I don't like how the eyebrows are just going up and down a bit. So I'm gonna make another keyframe here. And since it is ease in and out, it's okay. Okay, it's not that bad actually. So let's, at the end, let's just make him casual about it and finish off with the eyebrow. Maybe delay the eyebrows from the original ones a bit, so let's do this. Now, at the end, we want to animate the pupils. First, let's take a look because I'm kind of curious. Can you honestly say that this does not look appealing? Like, animation is so great. I love it, seriously. Pupils, however, are very important because pupils display the emotion. Pupils give your character a lot of personality. If the pupils are interesting, looking around, lively, the character will appear lively and thinking and alive as well. Are just gonna start simple and then they're gonna stand still. So I made another keyframe here, and then they're gonna move by 2 keyframes. So let's put it down into the ground. Maybe at start, like, let's scale the pupils down so it doesn't look like he's on drugs. Moves down, then moves back at the center maybe, and then he stays there for a while and then moves in that direction because he saw something in the distance, just looking at the objects in the room. So like, look at this. See how appealing this looks? Like, he's alive. Then something happens and he's instantly, like, I just skipped through this blink here and he's instantly going to look in that direction because something happened. His head turns and he should adjust his pupils. So he's looking at something in this direction and the head is already turning, so this should be an ease out. So it's like this. Something happened and he looked in that direction, and then he's going to try to track it. So let's see how the head is turned. He was looking at this direction and he's adjusted, so he's tracking the same object, and then looking down or so because he thought there was something there. This, and then still tracking that object. What the hell was that? Of course, with an ease in to comply the head, and then suddenly he just says, okay, that was nothing, and focuses his attention back to the camera, back to the viewer. And if we play this now, look at the appeal on the character. Now we agreed that the motion at first that I made didn't look too good. I remember saying that it's not the best, but now that we added all the facial motion and the character motion, this looks pretty dope. Honestly, this looks sick. Okay, I didn't show the legs, so let's show the legs as well. Okay, the legs I still agree are not the best, but overall this animation is... This might actually be a tutorial that I kind of like, you know? Now, the last part I promised you was the idle camera, so let's do this. Put the camera in a folder. This is very important if you want a good idle camera. That's it. Name the folder camera, because it's my camera, and this camera should be on position 000, so it's right in the folder. The folder should be brought closer in. Now the camera can be moved freely away from the folder just has to be close enough for you to actually work with it. And I'm gonna put my camera somewhere down here and lower the depth, the field of view, because this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, this is totally going to be like the animation at the start. Now simply start animating. The camera goes a bit forward, move it a bit, forward, move it a bit, forward a bit, move it still, like down there. Go, comes up, move it a bit. Just try to follow the motion of the camera every few frames or so. Now he doesn't move anymore, so I'm gonna stop right there. Select all the keyframes, he's in and out, and then select the folder and just make one long keyframe, maybe turn it slightly, move it slightly, just make a long linear motion. So the folder is always going to linearly move and the camera is going to track the motion. So well, it's going to move while tracking the motion of the character. Now one more thing before we play it, the camera went right down at first, so we could give it a bit of tilt as well to make it feel like someone's actually holding it, and went right down, left up, so let's give it a bit of tilt, just a bit. And at the end, it should just go back to 0. Now let's play the animation that we have. This is going to be at the start of the video. I know, this is going to be the preview of the animation. I just gotta fix the lighting because I didn't try hard enough for the light. Oh, maybe I did. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like this. So guys, this is all for me in this video. This was a better idle motion tutorial and I hope you enjoyed. I do like it way more than the last one. And if you have your ideas, let me know in the comments, or preferably on my Discord server, which by the way, you should join, because this tutorial was suggested in there as well as voted in there. So if you want to vote for your tutorials, you can do it in the server as well. Now, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and stay sharp.